Okay, here we are at the Fife property market for um, actually for the 25th of February to yesterday, the 2nd of March. We're going to go over the numbers for February as well. And just as I predicted, February is a bumper month, and I'll show you these statistics to explain to you why that is the case and what's going on in the market right now. You would think we were back into a seller's market, actually a hot seller's market, the way things are going at this point in time. I'm extremely surprised. But I'm kind of not surprised because when you look at the numbers compared to last January and last February, we're actually doing a lot more sales. All the estate agents, Rightmove confirms that as well, Zoopla confirms that as well, right across the whole market in comparison to where we were last year. Again, as I say, probably the best time of year to sell because you've got an exclusive buyer audience at this point in time. Everybody's still looking, but there's less properties going onto the market because most people are waiting for spring and summer in order, and then that'll flood the market overall. So my advice to everybody right now, if you're thinking about selling, you're holding off specifically because you think the blooms are going to be out and the flowers are going to be out and it's going to look wonderful, go now. You've got less competition at this point in time as opposed to everybody that's going to put their house on in the next month or two. Let me go over the numbers and show you what's happening right now. Right across the Fife property market, there's 949 properties available for sale. That is a lot less than when we were last year as well, and way less than it was before the pandemic itself. So it's still an extremely restricted market in terms of supply, which means it keeps it a stable market, if not in some areas, going into a seller's market still, and a balanced market overall in some of the other high-priced areas. Okay, let's look at the numbers. Here we have here. This is last week right across the Fife property market for everyone on the week itself. So you can see in Cooper, 3 properties came on from all the estate agents. That's not very much, but look, 7 sold. East Neuk, 3 came on, 10 sold. St Andrews, 12 came on, 4 sold. St Andrews is a bit of a more challenging market. It's a higher price point after all. Leavenmouth, 15 came on, 13 sold. Dunfermline, 51 versus 62. Demand is outstripping supply. And Glenorthis 20 versus 9, Kirkcaldy 26 versus 30. Again, demand outstripping supply in some of these key areas. 130 properties came on with all the estate agents, 135 sold in that week as well. Now, I'll give you an example about what should be selling on average in terms of this market. You would be in a good market if you had sold 105. There's 30 more properties sold this week or the week just past than what is the, seen to be the good market. So the market's going really well so far. Let's look at the month of February because this is the most important statistic. As I said before, this was all mounting up, mounting up, mounting up, and I'm kind of thinking February's going to be a bumper month for selling. And here we are. There's no surprise. Look at these numbers. In the Cooper area for February, 29 properties came on, 26 actually sold, 90%, 81%. Supply and demand is a good market. Anything over that is a really good market and, going into a hot sellers market sometimes. Look at East Neuk, 23 came on, 28 actually sold. Demand outstripping supply. St Andrews, 47 came on, 23 sold. That isn't a surprise for St Andrews. A lot of people are actually going for the new build properties. So therefore, you've got a lot of properties coming on just now because they're moving to the new build properties. And therefore, that's kind of flooding. So that'll come out in the next 2 or 3 months, more than likely, as people want to move into St Andrews and they use the resales because the brand new build properties are generally a lot more expensive per square metre. Leavenmouth, 49 versus 42, 86%. Again, well above what it was expected. Dunfermline, 206 versus 225, 109%. Glenorthis, 66, 48, 73%. So Glenorthis marked down a wee bit. And Kirkcaldy heading up at the end here, 106 versus 105, 99%. Again, Kirkcaldy is a really buoyant market at this point in time. Supply and demand are almost the same. And that is unusual. If I was reading this 2 years ago, this would be a boom market at this point in time. So February's been a bumper month for people selling, definitely, and it potentially is going to be for people this month as well in March if people are actually getting their house on right now. So that is where we are right now. Now remember, There's a different types of market. There's tiered markets here. Everything up to 250 to 300,000 is selling quite well. Everything beyond that, affordability begins to drop off. Therefore, demand begins to drop off, buyer demand. So higher price points are still taking a wee bit longer to sell. Again, it's all down to motivated. How motivated are you? How motivated are you to have the right price point? And this is actually takes me on to something which is actually really good, an article I did during the week. The Zoopla House Price Index, actually, a UK House Price Index for Zoopla. Zoopla looks right across the board in terms of all the house prices, and they then give an assessment about where the houses, how the house prices are, and where demand is right now, and where they expect it to be at the end of the year, forecasting as well. Now, Zoopla has got a huge amount of property. Most estate agents list on Zoopla. Therefore, all their data is extremely accurate and real-time information, because this is actually what's happening right now, according to Zoopla, in their statistics and their analytics overall. So the executive summary for Zoopla says right now, house price inflation in UK slows to minus 0.5% on rising sales volumes. So they see the sales volumes going up as well. All measures, so basically what they're saying is it's actually getting better according to them, because the rising sales volumes. All measures of activity higher, with sales agreed up 15% according to Zoopla. A fifth more homes for sale than last year as sellers return. So sellers are returning at the market. 7 regions with positive annual price inflation, and price falls in 5 regions. They're mainly in England. You can get the full details on this link anyway. If you click on the link above or below, it'll take you through the Zoopla House Price Index I did during the week, the broadcast, and it'll give you more in-depth detail if you want to analyse that a lot more. But activity was boosted by falling mortgage rates, which are plateauing now, according to Zoopla. And they said there's a 3-tier housing market split between southern England, London, and the rest of the UK by affordability. Even they say that as well. So they're backing up basically what I'm saying. They expect more sales in 2024, and rather than faster price growth. So prices, they're stabilising right now, but they're not falling apart. They're only, we're not getting anywhere near 2-digit price decreases. Everything's down in London and southern England, the north of England and into Scotland. We've still got positive price increases year on year, according to Zoopla. Just to give you an insight into that, and according to Zoopla, positive prices, Scotland up 2.2% year on year, Northern Ireland up 4.3%. And the rest of north of England up just 0.7, 0.6, 0.3, and then you get down to East Midlands and that, and they're down to, the worst case scenario is east of England minus 2.1%. Nothing in consideration to what everybody was going to be saying about double-digit price decreases. It's nowhere near, and that's not expected to happen at all. So a really good insight into the Zoopla housing market, Zoopla market, UK market, according to Zoopla House Price Index. And that's real-time information, as I said. What's coming out in the market recently and what's actually sold? Let's have a wee look at this. Oh, actually, let's just jump back and finalise there. So you can see there with these numbers, finally, a 526 versus 497 in the month of February, 94%. In a good day, they would expect that to be, instead of 497, they would expect that to be 426. So basically, another 71 houses sold, more than a normal market actually expected, which is a decent market. So a lot more houses selling than what would be expected at this point in time. So that's good news overall for, especially for sellers, especially for buyers as well, because house prices are stabilised as a result of that. Let's quickly look at what's been sold and what's coming to market. Okay, let me talk about that. Let's flip on the first one here. This gives you a really good indication about where we are right now and what's selling for what prices. This was actually Lilac Bank in Methil. This sold in 3 weeks, 3-bedroom semi-detached house, and it was listed at offers over 120,000. Now, this needed a lot of work done to it, so this is going for 120,000 in the Methil area. Trade Street in Kilrenny, that is away, sold in 3 weeks, 4-bedroom end terraced house, and it was listed at offers over 295,000. So that's away as well in 3 weeks in the East Neuk area. Ashgrove and Methil Hill, that's away in 2 months. That's the average time to sell. 105,000 that was on it. London View was actually a good one, a good example about someone. The seller we had here was looking for specific requirements to match their requirements. So we managed the sale to make sure that, because managing the sale was more important than just getting a quick sale or getting the first price it got over what they expected. It was all about managing this sale. So it took 5 months, but it was expected to take that because the seller wanted to make sure everything fell in line with their current circumstances right now. So this tells you that it's not always the price that will make a fundamental difference to selling a house to the right person or the right buyer. It's sometimes the circumstances surrounding that, which is probably the entry date, how flexible you are in terms of what you're doing, your position in terms of you're a cash buyer, if you've got a house to sell, if you've got a mortgage in principle. All these different things make a fundamental difference whether a seller would consider accepting you as your offer. And that's why it's important to speak to an estate agent to make sure you're in a position to proceed first before you actually go ahead and do something, because you could miss out to someone else because they might be in a better position than you. Okay, let's jump back to that again, and I'll just finish off on these ones. And then you have got the next one is Fairfield. So Fairfield's away as well. Now, that one, just jumping back to that one at London View, was offers over 310,000. And that was, that, you know, as I said, the circumstances surrounding that. Fairfield Road in Collinsborough sold in 9 days. 3-bedroom, semi-detached house. The new owner looking forward to their village life. Listed offers over 200,000, this one. And it is away, sold in 9 days in Collinsborough. So fantastic opportunities out there for sellers and also for buyers. What's coming soon? Listen out for this, because if it's in the street you're considering, or the village or town that you're considering, or it's the number of bedrooms that you're considering, the sort of the region in terms of East Neuk, Cooper, Kirkcaldy, Glenrothes, St Andrews, or Leadmouth, if it's in any of these areas and it kind of matches what you want, make sure you message us direct beforehand, so you could get a heads up on this before it actually gets on a website, and especially before it even gets to a pre-portal. Sometimes, just sometimes, we do off-market deals, and you never ever see this property coming onto market at all. That's why you register with us, because sometimes that's what the seller wants, and our database is what they want access to allow them to get the right price and get the right person, but they just want to do a quick deal potentially sometimes, or the right deal, and sometimes that's the right deal for them. So what's coming soon? Kelsey House, Achtermuchte. This is a 2-bedroom ground floor apartment. Ground floor apartments are perfect for people downsizing. They want to release all the capital from their other house because the mortgage is all paid off. They're retiring now. They've got a big house. They want to downsize to a smaller, more easier to run. The running costs are a lot less as well, easier to manage and maintain. And so it makes it so easy. And the very fact it's on a ground floor makes it so appealing. So if you're looking for a ground floor apartment and it's Kelsey House in Achtermuchte, this could be the one for you. 2-bedroom ground floor. So message us direct on that, or contact us on our phone numbers. Email us as well. Invery Street in St Monans. This is another one coming on. 3-bedroom semi-detached house. I've been in this. This is mint condition. This is almost like showroom condition, this one. So if you're looking for a 3-bedroom semi-detached in Invery Street in St Monans, contact us now. Priory Court in Pittenweem, 1-bedroom semi-detached bungalow. Hen's teeth. Bungalows, you very rarely get them. This one, I believe, and I think I remember what it was like, has potential to extend. It's because next door's done it. And we'll be doing that. We'll be doing that pre-portal soon. So if you're interested and you want a heads up now to find out more about it, message us direct on this post. Fordall Road in Glenrothes, 2-bedroom terraced house is coming on. Main Street in Collinsborough. I've seen this one. This is cracking. 4-bedroom terraced house. Maple Gardens, Methil. 3-bedroom semi-detached house. Scooney Road in Leven, so which is a really popular area, really desirable area in Leven. A 3-bedroom semi-detached house. If you're looking for one like that, you need to message us direct if you want a heads up before anyone else. Church Street in Leven, I have just done a pre-port on that. That was Rose Cottage. If you've seen that one, boy, that is a beauty. That is a fantastic family home. It is gorgeous inside. So 5-bedroom linked detached house. Norman Road in Dyser. This is a beauty as well. On the right side of the road of Dyser and Norman Road. So it's on the other side. So basically the back garden in the back of the house. It sits in the sun all day long and it's on the hill. So therefore it's got panoramic views over the houses towards the shore and towards the Firth of Forth. And it's got a surprise. It's actually got a downstairs cellar, which potentially could be a home office, or it could be a self-contained unit for somebody that just wants their own space. It could be the ideal place for you. But without that, and just upstairs, it's actually a four-bedroom detached house, but amazing inside. Big high rooms, lots of original features in this as well, and it'll be a beauty when it comes on. At Roger Street in Cellardyke, five-bedroom townhouse, 3 levels, five-bedroom townhouse in Roger Street and Cellardyke coming on. Main Street in Strathkinnis, four-bedroom detached house as well, be coming on as well. Let me quickly, before I talk about the completed, talk about if you're a landlord. If you're a landlord looking to sell, and you're looking to sell possibly to your tenant, or you're considering that, there might be really good options to do that. So there's on this post, there's everything you need to know about how to cut the best deal with your tenant if you're a landlord. You can just click on the link above or below here, and it'll take you through there, and you'll be able to read the article. Here's the article right here. Takes about 4 minutes to read, but Richard and I, as usual, do our podcast, and it gives you a lot of insight into why you might want to sell, why you might not want to sell, and how to get the best negotiated deal, how to be a strong negotiator. If you have zero negotiation skills, then this will probably be the show for you to watch, because I tell you how to negotiate the best deal from a buyer or a tenant that's in situ in your property right now if you want to sell it to them. Okay, next, right, let's jump back to coming soon. Actually, no, coming soon, completed. We've done coming soon. Completed. So High Street in Strathmiglo, two-bedroom semi-detached house. That's actually now sold. It sold in 6 weeks originally, and it was just over the home report value, representing another £2,000 in the seller's pocket, and that's exactly what you want. Just a bit more money in your pocket. That's what we're after at this point in time. Low Road in Auchtermuchty, three-bedroom semi-detached detached bungalow, actually. It sold in 2 weeks in the Auchtermuchty area originally. Sold in 2 weeks for 8% over the home report value. It went for another 22,500 more in the seller's pocket. Ossian Crescent Methil, two-bedroom ground floor apartment, sold in 2 weeks for 7% over the home report value, representing another £4,000 to the seller in their pocket. St Michael's Drive in Cooper, three-bedroom detached house, sold in 3 months, took a bit longer than usual, but it still went for 8% over the home report value. So it took 3 months, but still sold for over home report, and it represented another £12,000 in the seller's pocket. The key here is, you can see there, over home report, over home report, over home report, over home report. 4 properties actually sold, completed last week, completed, keys handed over. All of them went over home report value at this point in time. That is where the market is right now, just slightly or just a bit more over the home report. It's not double-digit figures like before, but it's pretty good, and it represents a bit of money in the seller's pocket if you're considering selling right now. Probably the time is to go. Remember, if you do it now, you've got a good chance that you've got limited amount of people putting their house in the market now. Therefore, you've got less to compete with. If you wait till 2 or 3 months from now, when all the bloom's out and the summer's going and it's nice bright light days now, then you've probably got a lot more people you're competing against. That's when that 949 that I spoke about currently on the market in Fife will break past the 1,000 mark again. And if you have a lot of properties coming to market in your area, buyers then have got a greater choice. And if you've got a greater choice as a buyer, you're less likely to pay a higher price. Supply and demand, simple economics. That's why it's best to go now if you're selling. And if you need more advice on that, please feel free to contact us. If you should be going now or if you shouldn't be going now. If I think you shouldn't be going now, I will tell you, and all our agents will tell you as well. If we're sitting in front of you and we say whether you should go now or not, based on your circumstances, based on the state of the house right now, because you might be sitting in your house thinking, I've got a mountain to climb in terms of what I've got to do. That might not be the case. I was out with somebody the other day and they were saying it needs a full refurb, it needs a new kitchen, it needs a new bathroom, and it's going to cost me an absolute fortune. And I says, okay, so when you put all that on and you add all that on, you're probably never going to get that back. And plus the fact you'll have pushed the price up so high that your buyers will have dropped off as a result of it. Therefore, you'll have less buyers chasing the property. and then you'll be sinking all your capital into it as well. For somebody to potentially walk in the door and think, I don't like that, and change it, just like that. So that's why it's sometimes better to get us out earlier, just to give you the right advice and the facts and information, so you can make a decision on the facts, and an informed decision on the facts, rather than opinions or what you could think, or worse still, what the television's telling you, and the media, and the newspapers as well. Okay, so finally, let me just come on to, if you're a first-time buyer, actually, this is quite a good one. I did just a quick blog during the week about UK and Fife first-time buyers and the tale of their rising fortunes. So it's a good insight into the recent statistics for purchases across the UK for first-time buyers. So if you are a first-time buyer, there's a really good article and good show in here. You could watch, you could read, or you could listen to the podcast. Again, it's on this link. Just click on it and you'll get it, and you'll find it, and you'll be able to click through for it. And finally, tomorrow, Wealth Creation Show, Richard and I will be talking about mastering focus. Oh, do you struggle from being focused on what you should really be doing, and you get distracted all the time about what I should actually be happening? What was that? And you lose focus. Well, this is the golden opportunity to tune in tomorrow at 12:30 live, when Richard and I talk about skills for mastering focus. It is especially good in the pursuit of wealth creation, also image, building a house. I mean, imagine building a house, when you think about it, without a solid foundation. In a world filled with distractions, staying focused on wealth creation strategies can be pretty challenging, as you can see. So, would you like to be equipped with it, the tools and the techniques to conquer this hurdle? Tune in to the Wealth Creation Show. Richard and I will have a chat about it. You can ask questions as well. Feel free to do that tomorrow at 12:30 live. And that's us for tonight. Until next time, guys. Till next week for the weekly update next week. I am Jim Parker, and this is Fife Properties TV. Bye bye for now.